But for the lesson of the day, I wanted to get back to this. It's so very important. Again, in light of all the recent black on white attacks, especially concerning Metcalf, focusing on the bad behavior of non-white groups in order to unite white people. Now listen to this analogy. Is like convincing the average white person that there are toxins in watermelon. The average white person will either risk eating it or will exclude it from his diet. Now, how many people out there have you known, white people, that you convince them, you and maybe other friends convince them that X, Y, or Z is bad? Maybe a part of town. I know there have been plenty of times that I've convinced white females. I used to take the Post and they would print all the crimes for the weekend. And I would show white females and they would say, wow, pages of crimes. And then the very next weekend, they would head right to Georgetown because they're thinking, it's not going to happen to me. But what's the best case scenario when you approach white people in this fashion? Toxins in the watermelon. Jews are all evil. Blacks are all evil. Hispanics are all evil. Whatever it is. What's like the best case scenario that you'll get out of that? They will not eat the watermelon. Does that help you? Does that help your children? Does that help the people you care about? Does it create an identity? No. It feeds the selfish individualism. By getting them to give up watermelon, you're feeding the selfish individualism. That's what all the data sharing does. That's what all the IQ test data does. That's what all the crime data does. It feeds the selfish individualism. We don't have a want for that stuff. It's superfluous. Nobody is going to forget reality of what they've lived with or experienced or what have you. It changes no minds. It turns people off. And as you see, relentlessly, with the reason and logic, but also in your lived experience, it feeds the selfish individualism. The person you convince of the toxins in the watermelon doesn't care if you eat them. It doesn't care if your town is forced to eat that watermelon. If he can flee and find watermelon like northern Idaho, if he could flee for a while, if he has the money to do it and he has the kind of job that he can do it and leave you in hell and watch our people and our countries burn into anti-white dissolution, he will. That's what the white race has countless generations proving. That is what being anti-non-white does. If, however, you convince the guy, if you convince him that he is victimized because the group to which he is inescapably belongs, the group he inescapably belongs, is victimized, he'll begin to grow a concern for all of us. And identity, therefore, as a people. He'll look across the horizon and see white people being victimized across the horizon. And he'll say, that's a problem. They're being victimized. And therefore, I will be victimized. If you can convince white people of that, you have the ingredients for a people where individuals achieve individual well-being by way of group well-being. Now, this has been part of my thesis for the recapture of our destiny for decades. And for it, I have been ostracized and slandered. As I am proven right by our victories via the hard work of our advocates, those who ostracized and slandered me because they have the blackest characters, because they are scum, will claim that the thesis wasn't mine. I guarantee we are a victimized people. And worst among that victimization are our white males. But our females, our elderly, our children, most importantly, are being victimized by anti-whiteism. And instead of yielding to the white man who has with his life given up so much, every decision to comport with service to white well-being, to bring this message to our people, to end our victimization, instead of yielding to him and owning him and that science for the reclamation of our destiny, they reject me, they reject you, they reject Go Free, and then they co-opt and claim that it was never ours after specifically slandering me, saying that your idea will never work. Your idea is cringe. And then when it works, it was never your idea.